TTN-HD Production Live, here with AEROSOL artist and founder of NURV Productions, Dana Richardson. Dana, are you excited for TIFF this upcoming week?
I am. I won't have that much time to enjoy it. I've got several of my own projects on the go right now, and quite frankly, I have an admission to make. TIFF is something that, you know, for me, really hasn't been something that I participated in very intensely over the years, not since I was a cinephile. And really, even though I work in the film business, I don't really consider myself an up-to-date cinephile. I do find that I make an opportunity to see the top shows from every TIFF, and I get caught up on my film history that way. But TIFF is something that is really difficult for me. It's normally a very busy time of year with regard to film production here in the city. And for the last 20 years, it's one of the busiest times for me.
And so what projects are you working on during TIFF this year?
This year I start a television MOW. It's a courtroom drama. It's for a U.S. Production company, and we're doing it here in Toronto. It's a 20-day project. So that and other things have taken up September's probably the busiest time of the year for people in our business. And I'm unionized. I'm with IATSE, the local one of the local technician unions, and it's normally our busiest time of year.
Okay, great. And can you tell me a little bit about your aerosol artwork? What's that all about?
Well, the film business is one that lends itself to long periods in between projects, and it started a bit coincidentally, but in '98 I had some time off, and I had a home decorating project to do. So I started painting, which sort of came out of the blue, and that led to, after about 8 to 10 years, a lot of different techniques that I developed to actually present paintings on 1/8-inch hardboard.
Okay.
The themes are very graphic. Initially I started with just black on white material. It's on a hardboard, a masonite type material. But that was something that I applied myself to for the downtimes during our freelance activity, making television projects and movies and what have you. So it led to also to shows, and I tended to, I had a studio here in Toronto that I really enjoyed, but I sort of made it a project to get out of town and do my painting. So I would go to Montreal for 3 or 4 months and paint, and I would go to, I had a really beautiful studio in Guelph, downtown Guelph, where I have some family, and it was in the Masonic Temple. It was very special and kind of spooky. It was a fun place to paint. I got a lot of really good work done. But to make a long story short, after many shows and some international recognition with regard to the paintings, the film business took a dip. You're probably aware of it here locally, and I think worldwide, maybe 2008-09. It's just coming back now, fortunately. But that really led me to not be that confident about going away for 2 or 3 months and spending money renting studios and another place to live and doing my work, and I was not really certain that I'd have the opportunity to come back to gainful employment. So, you know, the painting sort of tapered off a little bit, and in 2008 I went to work on a horror anthology in Edmonton, which involved me getting back into photography, which is something I'd done, you know, all my life, really. So that's really occupied most of my time. And once again, with regard to the film business, it gives us time and the resources to actually do these personal projects. So I'm not involved in the film business in the way of producing. If I was 20 again, if I was just coming out of university, I think there'd be I'd be producing my own shows, because honestly I think being your own boss is probably the best way to do it. Personally, I love my life right now. I love what I do creatively on the set. I like working for 7, 8, 9 months a year and having some cash to work with. And the other thing about what I'm doing now with regard to still photography is that, and it all falls under the umbrella of NURV Productions, because that is my company that I operate under, whether it's set dressing on a television project or painting or having having art shows or doing photography. So that's really what it involves. And the beauty of being a freelancer is that we do have these times to work. And with regard to the photography, something I can actually do on a weekend during a production shoot. Whereas a painting is something that's very difficult to like drop for a month or a week and pick up again at a later date. I did that when I started painting, and the pieces were quite large and quite unwieldy. You look at them after they're finished and go, gee, that looks like 3 different paintings.
Wow.
So you know that it was really difficult. Even today, it would be really difficult for me to take 4 months and sit down and paint, because that's what's required. You know, honestly, I sort of made a commitment to myself. If I didn't have a year, a big bankroll of cash in the bank, and the commitment to actually do it, it's really difficult to describe what I do with the aerosol. It's photoreal, so the results, I'll give you a couple of websites that you could...
Yeah, what are the websites that we can look at?
Well, my everything yesterday launched under what's called a NURV brand, so it includes everything I'm doing creatively outside of the film business. The website for the paintings has been in existence. It's a little out of date. It's been in existence since 2005, and it's my name, DanaRichardson.net. Okay. However, I'm going to give you a link which will get you directly to that site, and it will also get you to my new photo site. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's myname.ca, so DanaRichardson.ca. Okay. And there's quick links that go not only to my new photography site, which is called the NURV brand. That's a long story how that evolved, but there's also a direct link to the painting site. There's also direct links to all my social networking sites, which include not necessarily in order of importance, but a Flickr site, which has had over 4 million hits in the last, since I've been online. There's also Model Mayhem, where I cast most of my models for the shoots that I'm doing. There's also Facebook, of course. There's also a Tumblr, and there's also a Twitter. So I'm active in all those platforms.
Social media.
Yes, some to more than others, and the new link which is DanaRichardson.ca brings everything under the one umbrella. Gives you one landing page, or which allows you to click through to any of those links to get pretty much up to date on all the creative work that I'm doing.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on all this exciting work.
It's been a long time coming, and you know, I don't know if you've done your own website, but from my experience, if you expect it to take 3 months, it's going to take a year and a half. Yeah. So I'm really proud. It's a little rough around the edges at this point. We're still tweaking a few of the subtleties for the new photo site, but I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited about the work I'm doing. I'm really excited that the Toronto film industry has come back in a way that's, you know, been good for the entire city, for all the technicians, for all the actors, and I really think TIFF is an important part of that, because it's really it's been something that has brought a lot of Canadian names forward. Like, I honestly don't think that without TIFF, David Cronenberg would have had the recognition that he's had today, and Adam McGoyan, and you know, it's really put people like that in a circumstance, in a milieu that makes well, David Cronenberg's from Toronto, so like, you know, that it has some meaning in addition to the work he's actually done, and so much of it actually takes place here. You know, I've had the good fortune to work on some of Mr. Cronenberg's work, and as have so many of our Toronto technicians, and we really get a chance to see how much talent there is here in town. That's the part of the film business that I get to see. It's not so much about the parties, it's not so much about the A-list, it's not so much actually about the films themselves, it's more about the making of them and the craft that goes into it, and we have so much talent here. But in spite of the talent, there's a lot of talent in LA, and there's a lot of talent in a lot of other places as well. So we have to be really focused on the fact that it's a competitive global market. And fortunately, once again, I think we're really fortunate to have had the Ontario government step up to the plate. We invented the game of tax credits for the film business and film production here in town, and I really think we have a lot to, I'm not promoting any political party, but just the fact that the Ontario government has come up to the plate and increased a tax rebate program that we invented, that put us on the map, is really an important part of the resurgence, and the fact that I'm working and able to do my art and able to be proud of the fact that I'm in Toronto working as a film technician.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Dana, and we'll definitely have to check out your website and all your work.
I'm going to give you the new cards, and yeah, by all means, I should warn everyone, the work I do personally is a little racy. It's in your face, it's adult content. It's not for everyone, but that's the disclaimer. I welcome you to have a look at it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Great. I'm Katie UHLMANN reporting for TTN-HD Production Live.
Thank you.